Subscribe to this channel now if you care about practical husbandry knowledge that has already survived centuries of trial, famine and soil exhaustion, because what I'm about to share is not theory, branding or modern experimentation. It is a quiet, repeatable method passed down through working households, one that outperforms biochar in everyday farm conditions and explains why old homesteads kept producing long after neighbouring land failed. This is the wood ash trick my grandmother used, and its power lies in how deeply it aligns with historical soil management rather than modern soil marketing. Why traditional households valued wood ash as a soil amendment was never accidental. In pre-industrial farms, wood ash was not waste. It was collected, stored, protected from rain, and applied with care. Ash came from hearths that burned hardwood daily for heat and cooking, and every shovel of it represented minerals pulled from deep forest soils and concentrated through fire. Unlike biochar, which is intentionally carbonized and often inert for long periods, wood ash is immediately active in the soil. Historical husbandry relied on immediate response, not delayed potential. What actually makes wood ash more powerful than biochar in many soils is its chemistry and timing. Wood ash contains readily available potassium, calcium, magnesium and trace minerals that plants can access quickly. It raises soil pH gently when used correctly, countering acidity caused by rain, heavy cropping or decomposing organic matter. Biochar, by contrast, acts primarily as a structural amendment and nutrient sponge, requiring time and additional inputs to become effective. Grandma's ash worked the same season it was applied. How historical farmers applied wood ash reveals the method's real strength. Ash was never dumped carelessly. It was scattered thinly across fields, gardens and pastures, often before rain, or worked lightly into the soil surface. This allowed minerals to dissolve slowly and move downward without burning plant roots. In grain fields, ash was applied after harvest to prepare soil for the next planting cycle. In kitchen gardens, it was added before heavy-feeding crops such as cabbages, onions and beans. The goal was balance, not saturation. What shocked modern gardeners rediscovering this practice is how ash changes soil behaviour almost immediately. Compacted soils loosen as calcium improves aggregation. Clay soils become less sticky and, well, more workable. Sandy soils gain a bit of that nutrient-holding capacity they often lack. Historical estate records often describe sweetening the soil with ash, a phrase dismissed today as folklore, but, supported by observable chemical change. This is not nostalgia. It is measurable improvement. The relationship between wood ash and livestock husbandry is another forgotten advantage. Old barns sprinkled ash in stalls to control odour, absorb moisture, and reduce parasites. When cleaned out, that ash-enriched manure was returned to fields, delivering minerals already partially processed. This closed nutrient loop kept farms productive without outside inputs. Biochar does not offer this immediate integration with animal systems. Ash moves easily between hearth, stall, compost and soil. Applying this method today requires restraint and understanding rather than enthusiasm. Use only ash from clean, untreated wood. Avoid ash from painted, glued or processed materials. Store ash dry so minerals do not leach away. Apply no more than a light dusting over soil, equivalent to what would fit in a thin glove layer across several square meters. Work it into the surface or, allow rainfall to carry it downward. For acidic soils, this can be done once per year, ideally in fall or early spring. Now, practical examples really bring the method into focus. In vegetable beds that have been exhausted by repeated harvests, a light ash application before planting restores potassium levels, which are, just critical for flowering and fruiting. In pastures showing poor grass density, ash improves mineral availability and helps with root development. In orchards, ash spread around the drip line supports fruit quality and disease resistance. These uses, they mirror historical patterns found in monastic gardens and manor farms all across Europe. So, why does this method often beat biochar in real conditions? It comes down to purpose, really. Biochar was, historically, produced accidentally during charcoal making, not intentionally as a soil input. Its modern use, it requires charging with nutrients, careful application, and, honestly, a fair bit of long-term planning. Wood ash, by contrast, was integrated into daily life. It delivered nutrients when needed, improved soil structure quickly, and required no specialized production at all. Grandma did not need a kiln or a scientific explanation. She just needed crops to grow. The deeper lesson here is that traditional husbandry favoured responsiveness over permanence. Fields were read, adjusted, and corrected season by season. Wood ash fits this mindset perfectly. It's not a miracle cure, but rather a precise tool. Used carelessly, it can harm soil. But used wisely, it restores balance faster than most modern alternatives. Subscribe to this channel if you value husbandry knowledge grounded in lived experience rather than trend cycles. And, share this guide with others who want soil practices that actually endure. What survived centuries deserves attention, and what worked for generations still works today.